Every year, thousands of businesses don't fail because of competitors. They fail because of their own business partners. In this video, you'll learn 5 ways to make sure that never happens to you. Because trust is good, but prepared trust is survival.
Rule number 1. Put everything in writing. It sounds obvious, yet most business partnerships begin with nothing more than a handshake and a promise. Imagine this. You've been building a business together for 3 years. You've hired employees, signed clients, grown the company. Then one day your partner says, "That's not what we agreed on," but you remember it differently. The problem, nothing was ever written down. Who has the final say? If you can't answer that question in 2 seconds, you already have a problem. Who signs checks? Who hires and fires? Who decides where profits are invested? Without clear answers, a partnership isn't a business, it's a gamble. And when one partner decides to walk away, that gamble usually ends badly. Put it in writing, because memories fade, paper doesn't.
Rule number 2. Never split ownership 50-50. It sounds fair. Equal ownership, no hard feelings. But imagine this. One partner wants to sell the company. The other wants to keep building. Their votes are equal. Nothing moves. 6 months later, employees start leaving. Clients walk away. Not because the business failed, but because nobody could make a decision. Or even worse, one partner stops working, yet still owns half the company. That's why 50-50 often becomes the most expensive mistake founders make. A better option? 51-49, 60-40, or clearly defined executive roles. The company must always have someone who can make the final call, because equality isn't always fairness. Sometimes it's a dead end. Rule number 3. Protect your information. Imagine your partner leaves tomorrow. A week later, they launch a competing company. 1 month later, half of your clients are gone. If your information isn't protected, that's exactly what can happen. Your customer database, financial records, technology, internal processes, they're the bloodline of your business. Protect them. Use non-disclosure agreements. Limit access. Register your intellectual property. If your ideas belong to the company, they're much harder to steal. Otherwise, you're simply handing your business to whoever leaves first.
Rule number 4. Use vesting. Imagine your partner quits after 6 months, but still owns half the company, even though you did all the work afterward. That's the problem with giving away ownership too early. Vesting fixes it. Equity is earned over time. For example, 25% after the first year, then small monthly increases. Full ownership after 4 years. If someone leaves early, they keep only what they've earned. The rest stays with the company. That's why investors insist on vesting, because ownership should reflect contribution, not promises.
Rule number 5. Protect your money. Here's what many founders forget. A partnership isn't just about friendship and ambition. It's also about a bank account, a shared account, shared access, shared responsibility. Imagine this. You've been building your business for 3 years. The company is growing. The balance keeps increasing. Then one day, you notice money is disappearing. Not huge amounts. $500 here, $1,000 there. Small payments that are easy to overlook. And then, a large transfer. Tens of thousands of dollars are gone. That's when you realize your partner had access to everything. The bank accounts, the company cards, the signatures, and no one was checking. So how do you protect yourself? First, divide financial responsibilities. One partner manages day-to-day expenses. The other approves major investments. Any payment above a certain limit should require both signatures. Second, review your financial reports every month. Both partners should know exactly where the money goes, not based on trust, based on documentation. Third, get an independent audit once a year. An outside accountant reviews everything. It may cost a few $1,000s, but it could save you tens or even hundreds of thousands. Without these safeguards, you're not running a business. You're leaving the cash register wide open, and sooner or later, someone will take advantage of it. Money should never be a secret. It should be transparent. Because trust is good, but transparency is survival.
Rule number 6. Never mix friendship with business. This is one of the thinnest lines you'll ever face, and one of the most dangerous. Because when you're friends, you think, why bother with formalities? Why sign contracts? We trust each other. Imagine this. You've been building a business together for 5 years. The company is growing. Then life gets in the way. A divorce, a family illness, depression. Your partner stops working, but they still collect a salary, still receive dividends, still vote on major decisions. You can't fire them because they're your friend, because you've been through everything together, because firing them feels like betrayal, right? Wrong. Losing a friend is painful, but losing an entire company is painful for everyone. Your employees, your clients, your families. So how do you protect yourself? First, set clear KPIs, key performance indicators. Not, he's a great guy. Real numbers, sales, projects completed, deadlines met. If the KPIs aren't met, have the conversation. No emotions, just facts. Second, create an exit procedure before you ever need one. What if your partner doesn't work for 3 months? What if they miss their KPIs for 6 months? What happens next? Who makes the final decision? Third, never mix personal loans with business, or at least set strict limits. Because can you lend me $10,000 until Monday is often how the problems begin. The money disappears, there's no paperwork, trust becomes debt, and debt becomes resentment. Friendship and business belong in separate rooms. There should be a door between them, and that door should be able to close. Because friendship is a choice, business is a responsibility, and when one destroys the other, everyone loses. Rule number 7. Know when to walk away. This is the final rule, and the hardest one, because it requires honesty with yourself. Imagine this. You realize your partner has changed, or maybe you've changed. Your goals no longer align. One of you wants stability, the other wants growth. One is satisfied with where the business is today, the other dreams of building something 10 times bigger. But neither of you says anything because you're afraid, because you've been through so much together, because walking away feels like betrayal. It isn't. Silence is the real betrayal. It's like sitting in a leaking boat while both of you pretend everything is fine. So how do you protect yourself? First, have honest conversations on a regular basis, at least once every quarter. No anger, no blame. Just ask the hard questions. Where are we going? Are you still happy? Is this still the business we wanted to build? Second, Create an exit plan before you ever need it. How will the ownership be valued? Who has the right to buy the shares? At what price? How much time does the transition take? When the time comes, you don't want a war, you want a plan. Third, include a right of first refusal. If one partner wants to sell, the other should have the first opportunity to buy the shares at a fair price. That keeps the company out of the hands of strangers or competitors. Walking away isn't failure. Staying in a partnership that no longer works simply because you're afraid, that's the real failure. Know when to leave and know how to leave, because a respectful exit isn't betrayal. It's the final act of respect for everything you built together. And sometimes it's the only way to save what's left, even if the business itself doesn't survive.
7 rules, 1 principle. Trust is the foundation, but trust without preparation is nothing more than a gamble. Put everything in writing. Never split ownership 50-50. Protect your information. Use vesting. Protect your money. Never mix friendship with business. Know when to walk away. Most people believe it could never happen to us. That's exactly what almost every entrepreneur thought before they lost their business. Don't make the same mistake. Tell us in the comments, which of these rules are you already using, or which one will you implement first? Subscribe, because we don't just tell stories, we show you how to avoid them. This was Betrayed. See you next time.